Hey guys, what's going on? Mega64 here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Subnautica. In the last episode, we found out what happened to the Omega base. It blew up, apparently, and they obviously died from the Kara. But we found a picture of Sam and Daniela, and also we got some art right there and right there, and also we found a song that was actually apparently made by Alan, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying that because Alan does talk in that video, or in that song. I say it's made by Alan because he's in it, but obviously it's not. I don't know. I didn't do any research because this is literally coming off from the last episode. But in this episode, we are not going to be doing any story progression. We are just going to be reading. And I know how much I love hearing myself read, and I know how much y'all like reading in general. So let's just read. It's going to be a long video. I probably should have got some water after this, because this is going to be a lot of reading. Kyanite. Kyanite is a blue silicate mineral which forms under high temperature, high pressure conditions. It is resistant to heat up to 1,100 degrees Celsius, and it's thermomolecular, making it a valuable component of thermal power plants. Assessment essential for advanced fabrication. Large emerald. Pure emerald is typically colorless. These large crystals contain trace amounts of chromium, leading to the development of the distinct green color seen here. It looks more blue to me, but whatever. You can say it's green, it looks blue to me. Mining activity near these crystal segments that they are valued for their application in architect technology. Oh, they were valued for architect technology. Oh, okay. And yes, I knew about the chromium. It's because I watched Game Theory's episode on that, where he talked about chromium and how crystals get their color because of that. Large morganite formation. Morganite is a rare variety of beryl, a durable mineral consisting of beryllium aluminum silicate. Its striking purple coloration is an indication that trace amounts of magnesium were present during the formation. Haha! Yes, I knew that, because once again, I saw Game Theory's episode on crystals. I know about that, because hearing that is it's like oh so familiar to me. Magnesite is an iron oxide valued for its magnetic potential amongst other qualities. It is used in many Federation technology, including sonar and torpedo systems. Assessment essential for advanced fabrication. Nickel ore. Nickel is a medium hard ductile metal used extensively in production of strong metal alloys. It has applications throughout the construction industry. Assessment essential for advanced fabrication. Ruby. Ruby, a hard blood red gemstone made of aluminum oxide. Rubies may be processed in order to leverage their structural integrity in advanced vehicle construction and modifications. Assessment essential for advanced fabrication. Steam vent. These glacial steam vents or geysers are periodic intense hot water vapor eruptions that emerge from crevices in the ice sheet. The temperature of the steamy water eruption is hot enough to cause severe first-degree burns in any accidental bystander. Though standard Altera multi-purpose dive suits are sufficient for averting skin damage. Awesome. Which is why whenever I stood next to one, I didn't get burned. Alien eggs. Evidence suggests that a substantial number, if not all, of the local specimens reproduce through egg laying. Eggs can be found resting on the seafloor, buried beneath detritus, or even wedged into cracks in the rocks. Different species likely favored different biomes as their nesting grounds. Eggs discovered in the wild are in some form of natural stasis, like awaiting ideal conditions in which to hatch, or the delivery of some vital enzyme which will kickstart the process. Oh, the delivery of some vital enzyme. That is what you used to make the sea empress's eggs hatch. Haha! I get it. It is possible to calculate the species of egg from the exterior. However, it may be possible to stimulate a hatching response if an egg is relocated in a suitable alien containment unit. Yes. Carnivores. We're gonna be going down the line. New fish. No. A small predator which eliminates the need to overcome its prey by simply swallowing it whole. With its colorful markings, the newt can easily pass for a small herbivore, allowing it to sneak up on its prey. What looks like a beak is in fact a single, stretchy, expandable lip, lined with barbed-like teeth. Ew. Once within reach, it develops its prey. It envelops its prey, drawing it inside its stomach before retreating for several weeks to digest its meal. Assessment: harmless. Yeah, look at the threat level. It's like right there on the very edge. Pingling! I love you. You are so adorable. I can actually take you if I wanted one, but the thing is that you can't have it walk around in your base. You would need to have something. I think you need an alien containment unit, but that wouldn't make sense because it would drown, because it needs air, because it's a penguin, basically. Pingling. Young penguins tend to huddle on dry land awaiting their next meal. Consume almost exclusively fish regurgitated by the adults in the huddle. They stay to the center of the huddle to stay warm and out of the wind. If separated from the huddle, the adults will become agitated and begin searching for their young pinglings. So please, don't do this. Assessment: harmless. Yeah, I know, by firsthand by doing it. They will basically peck you to death. And a pingwing, whoa. Okay, so the pingling, the threat level is harmless. The pingwings go up by a substantial amount. Pingwing, bird-like creature, hunts small fish below the water, huddles in packs on the ice above. Consumes small prey fish and regurgitates them for its young. Retractable tail and claw allows it for fast evasion of predators underwater and maximum grip on the ice. Sharp teeth concealed inside the beak can tear chunks out of aggressors and prey alike. Huddles in packs on the surface for protection against the cold. Assessment: less cuddly than they look. Yeah, look at that. Look at those teeth. That's freaking. That's kind of gross looking. So basically, what they were doing is, I guess they weren't pecking me. I guess they were biting me. I'm glad they didn't take any chunks out of me. Penicarid. An intellectual and curious creature which hunts and forages below the waterline, but returns to the surface to breathe. Its many flippers make it an aerobatic hunter underwater, but vulnerable on land, where it is capable at best of a fast shuffle. Yeah, pretty much if they go onto land, they start flopping around to get anywhere. I remember seeing them. In one of the recent episodes, we actually saw them flop on land. Generally consumes small fish. Its diet may also include various plant materials. Side-facing eyes, unusual for a predator. These likely serve as a defense warning system. Purple-tinted antenna on the head detect the movement of prey fish nearby. Shows no aggression towards humans, and even curiosity if there is a chance of a meal. Assessment: friendly. Yeah. Once again, one of the earlier videos actually showed two of them crowding around me because they were friendly. Holy crap, look at the aggression on that thing. Good gosh. Geez, rock puncher. A large crustacean which feeds on tiny larvae excavated from coral and rocks, or larva. Larva. You can say it either way you want to. I don't care. Normally I say larva. I forgot the. I actually said larvae because I actually forgot the word. I forgot the word larva. But yeah, you can say it any way you want to. I'm getting off track. A large crustacean which feeds on tiny larvae excavated from coral and rock with its powerful punching arms. Attracted to glowing larvae found in the deep sea rock formations. Hardened chitin claws that can thrust forward at close to the speed of sound to break rock and bone alike. It can punch with the speed of light. Sound, I mean, it can punch at the speed of sound. Holy crap. Known to attack larger creatures, which threatens its territory. Perfectly adapted to cave environments, its 6 legs adhere to walls. It can propel it short distances through the water. Heavily armored, vulnerable only to Leviathan-class predators. Assessment: avoid or redirect with food. Redirect with food? How do you do that? It only eats tiny larvae. You can't do anything else. Yeah, looks like a rock grub on there. So, Mr. Krabs, I had no idea that your big meaty claws could punch at the speed of sound. Snowstalker. The Snowstalker is a bear-like evolutionary offshoot of the aquatic stalker native to the warmer aquatic biomes on 4546B! Hey! It's a bear-like evolutionary offshoot of the aquatic stalker. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool that they made a callback to that. Behavior. Snowstalkers are typically apex predators in their biomes. They operate in packs and are primarily land-based creatures, but will enter the water to hunt and defend territory. Notable physical attributes: thick, hollow fur that secretes a thin layer of oil, helps keep the snowstalker warm in the Arctic climate. Modified dorsal fin. What the heck is going on with my PDA? The heck was that? It's like I'm underwater. What the heck is happening? I don't have a sunroof. What are you doing? You know, I was thinking I could put like I could probably put the dome on top of this, but I don't know. I don't want to do that right now. That would take way too much time, and I'm not doing that right now. Modified dorsal fin aids in aquatic hunting. The cyan bioluminescence on their tongue and tail help the pack stay together during winter storms. Assessment: avoid. If entering Snowstalker territory, if entering Snowstalker territory is necessary, sources of bright light and unpredictable noises can be shown to deter attacks. Oh, so sources of bright light, so either the flashlight or the flare could deter it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Spiky trap. Hey, we haven't seen one of those in a long time. Spiky trap. The highly dangerous carnivorous life form manages to thrive in certain environments in spite of its lack of mobility. It quietly blends into terrain, camouflaging itself among similar-looking coral or an enemy. When prey accidentally stumbles into proximity, the creature quickly lashes out with its strong adhesive tentacles, and it will attempt to pull its target into its thorny, gaping maw. Assessment: can be defeated. It can be deadly to oblivious explorers. Hey, pay attention to your environment with these when these creatures are present. Watching and listening carefully for signs of imminent attacks. Hey, don't give me sass, PDA. Holy crap, that's scary. Squid shark, a Leviathan-class predator at the smaller end of the scale, with complex squid-like adaptations which allow it to hunt a wide range of prey. Expels swallowed water throughout throughout vents on either side of its body, providing slow and steady jet propulsion or terrifying bursts of speed. An internal jaw can be extended and clamped down around small prey, dragging them inside the mouth hole. 2 blue electrified tentacles drag beneath its body, used to perform hit-and-run attacks on larger, slower targets, subduing them over time. Assessment: avoid. Symbiote. A small, fast predator which nests inside the hull of the Titan holefish. It defends them at all costs. Symbiote feeds mostly on overconfident predators which attack the Titan holefish, expending huge energy reserves to move quickly and strike their target with symbiote. The symbiote is dependent on receiving additional warmth and oxygen from the Titan holefish. Symbiotes lay their eggs inside the gills of the Titan holefish. The waste left behind is absorbed by the Titan, constituting all the nutrients it needs to survive. Assessment: catch or neutralize to approach the Titan holefish. Okay. That's kind of cool. Pick up reclaimed water. I don't need to. I have too much of that. Arctic ray. A fast-moving ray species well adapted to low-temperature environments. 2 set of wing-like fins enable this ray to quickly change direction and accelerate. Like other rays, it is exclusively herbivorous. Assessment: harmless. Herbivorous. I don't know. It's an herbivore. Eye jelly. The eye jelly resides in deep waters. It is made of 3 distinct body sections: tentacles, the main body, and the bell. What is the bell? I guess the bottom part of it. Oh wait, no, the top part of it? The head, I guess? I don't know. It's weird. The tentacles, main body, and the bell. I don't know what the bell is. The end tentacles are covered in bioluminescent nodes which attract prey. When the tentacles are touched, they emit a shock through specialized cells called synodicides. I don't know. Within these cells are venomous harpoon-like structures called nematocysts, which are triggered by touch. The eye jellies gently drift with little locomotion through, though they can track movement with their large singular eye. Hive mind. Didn't even know I got this thing. The hive mind. The hive mind are never alone and grow in massive clusters. They are physically connected by a root system which sends out chemical signals in the presence of large predators. The single activates a chemical reaction within its green porous membrane, resulting in a visible change of its color and its bioluminescence. This action has 2 effects. The uniform change in color grants the hive mind the appearance of one large interconnected organism. This is a form of camouflage called disruptive coloration, which is confusing to predators. Smaller sea creatures confuse the change in color for sunlight and are drawn towards the cluster. Okay. Lily paddler. And the thing that makes me trip out. A medium-sized herbivore with an elongated bifurcated torso and multiple bioluminescent adornments. Slow and vulnerable to attack, long arms for seed foraging on the floor. An array of feather-like appendages display varied colors with low light conditions. When threatened, the paddler emits a pheromonal defense that disrupts higher-order brain function in specific species. At night, the paddler's illuminated plumage Looks like a school of smaller fish, perhaps convincing predators they are not worth a chase. Assessment: dangerous in unfamiliar environments, approach with caution. Or if you're like me, you like hearing Robin trip out, go directly towards them, because it's funny. Sea monkey, they can be threatening. Sea monkey, yes, I know. A medium-sized and intelligent herbivore which shows great interest in order in other life forms and their positions. More research is needed to understand this life form and its behavior. 2 finger-like appendages on each forearm are tipped with suction pads for basic object manipulation. Its large turquoise crest is made of rigid bone. Is possibly used as a ram, although it has not been observed. Sea monkeys roam the ocean almost playfully, largely fearless of predators, seen to form small nests when they hoard objects of interest for unknown purposes. Assessment: investigate with caution. Sea monkey nest. Sea monkey nests sea monkey nests are large bowl-like structures made of packed sediment and plant matter. The sea monkeys use their wide, flat tails to pack the materials and form the structures of the nest. Sea monkeys are naturally curious creatures, often drawn to metallic minerals, which they gather to reinforce the sides of their nest. Or if you're like me, they give you the items. Sky ray. The sky ray has a bird-like head and feathered wings which enable it to fly. Sky rays are commonly found circling floating structures and rarely venture far out to sea. They will perch on dry land, but are prone to flee on approach. 1. Wings. Although its wings give it some resemblance in silhouette to the waterborne rays on 4546b, analysis show no greater genetic overlap with those species, and the planetary species than the planetary average. In fact, the sky ray appears to have split off the evolutionary tree much earlier than most. 2. Diet. Largely seed-based sky rays have not been observed diving for food, which implies they rely on land-based plants for their survival. Assessment: presence may indicate nearby dry land. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Titan holefish. A large docile herbivore which emits oxygen and is defended by the small aggressive symbiotes which accompany them. Slow, stupid, and delicious. Complex gills line the inside of the hole, drawing cold water in and emitting warm oxygen-rich water in its place. Attract symbiotes, which makes the holefish their home, and fiercely ward off any approaching life form. Migrates more or less at random, feeding from nutrients deposited by the symbiotes. The Titan holefish has evolved entirely beyond basic survival mechanisms like speed, intelligence, or hunting. It exists in a semi-permanent state of unreflective calm, swimming forward on impulse, fully trusting the complex ecosystem which supports it. Assessment: valuable source of oxygen if you can reach it. That's funny. Yeah, I've only seen them like a couple of times, honestly. Okay, so now we got this, the herbivores, the small ones. Yes, I know! Stop telling me about it. I know, I don't have any room. I peed myself multiple times. Yes, I know.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Dang, that was like 50 right there. Oh, crap! I forgot that, I forgot that actually... Oh, crap. I forgot that actually takes away stuff. You know what? I think this may be the first time that I'm actually gonna use, nutrient block.
Vital signs stabilizing.
It gives you 75. I think that's the first time I actually used it. I needed to because I was not gonna make it. I only had 5 and I didn't have any more room. Okay, so Arctic Peeper, a fast prey fish camouflages against the ice. Like the common peeper, it is fast and relatively intelligent, allowing it to survive in large numbers. Research notes don't like the auto-generated name, suggests Iceclops. Assessment edible. Researcher notes don't like the auto-generated name, suggests Iceclops. That's hilarious. I kind of like Iceclops. I mean, that kind of sounds better than Arctic Peeper. It's kind of uncreative if you ask me. A relatively small ray species capable of fast evasement maneuvers. Feeds on plankton. The fins on its head form an isolated triangle, isosceles triangle, which can tilt to perform fast and unpredictable maneuvers. It can tilt to perform maneuvers. Sharp fins tips are capable of spearing attackers who manage to catch up. Assessment, mostly harmless. Bladderfish. This unusual herbivore appears to be mostly defenseless and bears little resemblance to other life forms around it. 1. Semi-permeable. I said it right the first time. Semi-permeable bladder. The bladderfish is able to filter air and seawater into its body cavity through a unique membrane which surrounds its spine like a bladder. It allows it to remove and consume organic particular caught on the way. It adjusts its buoyancy. 2. Open-ended vascular tubing can be angled and contracted to pump out water and achieve low-velocity guide propulsion. Largely oblivious to threats and particular and mobile at night, its only identified defense mechanism is that it's composed almost entirely of water, air, and cartilage. Assessment, edible. Oxygen may be retrieved from the bladder and added to tank on consumption. Membrane has applications and as natural water filter. Boomerang. A herbivore encountered in large numbers, found to frequent shallow waters and move in schools. 1. Serrated teeth suggests adaptation for grinding corals other herbivores are unable to digest. 2. Twin fins. Usually its species, two fins are a cartilaginous extension of its skeleton. They are less prone to damage and provide superior propulsion, but are also harder to grow back. The bright blue tips are in fact the ends of its digestive tract, where the luminescence of the coral it consumes is most focused. Most active during day hours and prone to flee on approach. The boomerang can easily be observed at night when its luminescence gives it away and seeks the shelter of the seabed. Assessment, edible. I still have 66 other things. Oh my gosh, I still have things of flora. Do y'all care? Because this basically just shows this is basically just plants. You know what? I think I'll skip on the flora, considering that's 53 and that's just all plants. I think it's actually more interesting just to read about the fish and not the plants. So sorry guys, I'll have to skip out on that because that's 53 things. That is so much. That is so many things. I mean, heck, the reason why I'm reading all this is because I feel bad because I believe in my first Subnautica playthrough, I actually skipped reading all the stuff. So that's why I'm doing this right here. That's why I'm reading it, is because I feel bad for skipping through it in my first Subnautica Let's Play. Discus fish, a colorful small fish with a laterally compressed body. The discus generally survives off of large algae or other plant materials. It also serves as nutritious prey for many other larger or quicker members of the ecosystem. Despite their colorful appearance and lack of real defense mechanisms, they survive mostly by virtue of their relative agility and a tendency to favor narrow crevices and other claustrophobic environments. Featherfish. The featherfish is a common species that lives in various biomes. Its coloring is distinct but also functional. The bright white on the belly of the fish helps it keep safe from predators below, blending in with sunlight coming through the surface of the water. Hoopfish, small school mentality prey fish with a unique method of propulsion and a distinct relative of the bladderfish. Oh, so it's a relative of the bladderfish. Cool. 1. Antenna. Rather than swimming, this life form uses the fine green antenna which encircles its body to alter the composition of the water in front of it, allowing it to sail into the low density space created. 2. Purple/green coloration. It may be a camouflage adaptation for mid-range light wavelengths, possibly indicating the hoopfish is more active at dawn and dusk. 3. Behavior. While schools of hoopfish will form periodically and evade predators en masse, this behavior is more social than it's defensive, than it is defensive, and lone hoopfish are often found hunting for food and displaying generally curious behavior. Assessment: edible. Red featherfish. The red featherfish is a deep water variant of the more common featherfish. Its coloring helps it blend into the deeper and darker waters, where there is less red light penetration. As a result, the red and black fish are less visible to predators. Spined fish. Small school mentality prey fish closely related to the hoopfish. 1. Gray coloration, a combination of near translucent flesh with white rib-like markings, gives this fish a deathly appearance and takes advantage of this to avoid the attention of its predators. 2. Behavior. Moves in schools for protection, but will disperse and flee if necessary, whereon those fortunate enough to escape the gaze of their assailants will make for the seafloor and hide amongst the detritus. Assessment: edible, low calorie count. Spinnerfish, a bizarre fish with star-like fins which it spins to generate propulsion. Capable of high speeds in a straight line, slow wide turning circle. Like other small prey fish, they feed on a variety of seeds and grasses around the seabed. Assessment: edible. Triops, an effective bottom feeder with unusual trioptical vision. The mouth parts on the underside hover and crunch down on small invertebrates on the seafloor, spending much of its time hiding from predators above it. Hiding from predators above, it is camouflaged to blend in with the surrounding terrain when necessary. Forward-facing eyes are unusual in prey creatures, not least 3 of them. Each eye, however, is angled slightly outward, which gives the triops a field of view almost 240 degrees. Careful use of this powerful faculty is likely what has kept the triops alive to date. Assessment edible. Okay, so now we got that done. Leviathans, chalicorate. That's a chalicorate. Dang, I can't believe that. Can't believe the what's it called? The Shadow Leviathan was actually the most dangerous. Chalicorate. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. An aggressive Leviathan with an enormous beak. There is limited knowledge of this alien monstrosity at this time, and many on 4546B hope it stays that way. Chalicorate. These large mandibles. Chelicerae. These large mandibles on the chelicerate are composed of bony material that crushes and saws through bones and muscle with ease. The mandible opens up while the backward-facing teeth dig into flesh and prevent easy escape. The prey is pulled towards the chelicerate's mouth and devoured. Exoskeleton. The chelicerate's body is made of a thick, segmented exoskeleton. The exoskeleton grows in flexible overlapping plates. This provides protection from the atmospheric pressure while giving the chelicorate the maneuverability to easily pursue prey. Behaviors. The chelicorate is a predatory animal that patrols the warmer waters found near thermal vents. It can be seen feeding upon other predators and fish. As it attacks, the chelicorate emits a loud screech that disorients prey. In smaller fish, it can temporarily stun them, which gives the chelicorate more time to attack. Void chelicorate. The void chelicorate is a rare mutation of the chelicorate that prefers to roam in dark open waters at the edge of the sector. Assessment: avoid. Aggressive and potentially lethal. Yeah, the void chelicorate. Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to the void and scanning that. I mean, heck. I never scanned the Ghost Leviathan. I scanned the juvenile Ghost Leviathan, but I never scanned the adult form of the Ghost Leviathan. Never did that. And not doing that. They are freaking scary. We've already met one. So that's why I'm not doing it, because I don't want to do that again. That was scary. Ah ha ha! Yeah, this is the void. Okay. Ah! Ah! Glow whale. Glow whales are communal leviathans approximately 30 meters long, often found swimming in the ocean and occasionally breaching the surface. Photophores. Glow whales contain several types of bioluminescence. Perhaps the most noteworthy are their photophores, which are incandescent glandular organs found at the corner of the eyes and the pods at the tip of their sail-like pectoral fins. Glow horns. The glow whale's blue horns behave similar to tuning forks. The horns receive waves of sound in the air and help glow whales identify members of their pods from a distance. The ability is also used in hunting shoals to determine positioning of potential food sources. When pods of whales are at play, they emit harmonious series of notes that resonate in their horns and release a series of chemicals that appear to create a joyful response in nearby whales. This notes frequency too high to be heard by human ears. Assessment passive, harbors, barnacles, and algae. Ice worm. An extremely large and dangerous leviathan, roughly 95 meters long, with a thick plated exoskeleton and burrows through dense ice shelves and with minimal resistance. Plating. The ice worm is covered in a thick exoskeleton and backwards facing spikes. The exoskeleton protects the soft upper body of the ice worm and it moves through the ice. The spikes create treads that rapidly shuttle melted water back as it burrows. Similar to the tire treads, the anterior of the ice worm, of the ice worm is covered in a small, thicker skin that doesn't require plating. Yes, I know. Superheated horn. The horn of the ice worm is the thickest part of the creature. The inner chambers of the horns are filled with deposits of raw alkali metals that react violently with water, creating an exothermic chemical reaction as the ice worm burrows a small microscopic grooves continuously channel water into the chambers, allowing it to burrow with ease. Behavior. The ice worm is an ambush predator. It relies on sound traveling through the ice to alert its potential prey. It then lunges through the ice and uses its horn and mandibles to attack. The ice worm can be temporarily distracted through the use of sonic devices. Assessment: aggressive and lethal. Avoid. Juvenile vent gardens. Roughly 20 meters long, the juvenile vent garden represents the immature life stage of the fully grown, established vent garden. This gentle giant appears to swim in aimless looping circles and around mature vent gardens, swimming. While their swimming can seem directionless at first glance, the young vent garden is actively growing and strengthening its tentacles for when it finds a vent upon which to anchor and mature. Bell. The bell of the juvenile vent garden remains sealed until it anchors over a vent. Once anchored, the heat and pressure activate a cluster of latent stem cells that develop into an opening over the course of a few months. Assessment: docile, not a threat. Well, that's good. I'd be sad if it was. Yeah, Shadow Leviathan. Yeah, the most dangerous. Vent Garden. The Vent Garden is a stationary leviathan that anchors itself above thermal vents and houses aquatic flora inside its bell-shaped interior. Anchoring tentacles. 6 tentacles anchor the vent garden to the seafloor around vents. Each tentacle is capped by a set of thick curved hooks that grow downwards, keeping the vent garden firmly in place. Transparent bell. The hollow bell of the vent garden has a narrow opening large enough to accommodate human entry. The vent garden feeds on thermolytic bacteria and other microorganisms that spew from the vent below. The top of the bell also has an opening that continuously releases water to maintain a consistent internal pressure. Symbiotic relationship. The bell houses 6 branching platforms that resemble coral. These platforms contain aquatic flora that remain safe from foraging herbivore fish. It turns the flora absorb and synthesizes some of the heavy metals and gases emitted by the vents below. Assessment: docile, nutrient-rich herbivore floras. Harbors flora. And the last one, scavenger and parasites. The rock grub, the smallest of the creatures. Yes, I know! A small luminescent scavenger, roughly thumb-sized. This creature may be a distinct relative of the sand shark. What? A distinct relative of the sand shark? Sharing that species' unusual limbs, segmented exoskeleton, and burrowing behaviors. 1. Jaw. Its circular set of teeth is designed to tear up clumps of the coral and seagrass caught on the rocks. 2. Limbs. 5 legs, 2 arms, and a large flipper allows the rock grub to cling and walk across rock faces in search of food, and swiftly swims to safety when under attack. 3. Green luminescence. Glowing green in the dark would seem like a poor survival strategy, but this adaptation may be a mating behavior or other specialized process engaged in by only a refraction of the total population at any one time, or perhaps being eaten is simply part of the rock grub's life cycle. Assessment: harmless. Oh my gosh. So we got all that. I like that other, and it's hope. I like that. It's funny. But we got it. We got all the stuff done. Like I said before, I'm not reading the flora because that's just first off, that's a lot of things, and reading this has been 46 minutes. I'm pretty sure that would go on into an hour, and I don't want to do an hour of reading, and I'm pretty sure that's just the plants. Pretty sure that's just reading the plants that I have, and holy crap, I have a lot here. I do not need all this water. Crap. Can I put away anything? No, I can't. I have too much water. I literally have too much water. I can't put anything up. I need to make another locker if I want to do that. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I actually ran out of space because of all the water that I have. I may need to, I mean, heck, I may need just to do this right here. I may need just to drop it because I don't have enough room, and besides, next episode is the last episode, so you know what? They're just gonna stay there. I don't know if they can actually... I can push them. That's hilarious. I guess I guess they'll just stay there because they're just floating. They're just floating along there. So.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. I don't think I ever came up with a name for you. I'll just call you Karen, even though you're not the same Karen. You're not the same Karen.
Vital signs stabilizing.
You're not Karen either. What have you done with my wife? Huh? Once again, I don't like how she goes, but yeah. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Of just reading. If you liked it, please click the like button down below and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Also, hit that bell icon to become part of the video squad so when I upload. See ya, guys! Man, that was a lot of reading. Next episode is gonna be the last episode, I believe. It's been fun, and I'm so glad that I'm finally being able to cap off this this series on. Well, actually, no. Scratch what I just said. Scratch out like the last thing I just said. Bye!